So yeah, Cassio and Alpha, the only RLCS French players who have not yet played 2v2 for their country on my stream, are going to give it a go, see if they can emulate Fairy and Kdop, who have already had a win for France.
Thanks
although that was against France. Confera just set another French team. Hey, this is X-Tech, thanks for the Prime sub. What was this noise? Lineblaze the host, hey, thanks man. Hope you had a great stream, dude. And thanks to Nick Parnell, Max Newell, and Jordan Manfish, all for joining the YouTube channel.
England.
Much appreciated.
Wow.
So yeah, we do have France versus England here. Bluey, Devo, and Alpha are all members of the same team. That's Team Savage. So I thought it would be pretty funny to put them against each other, so they can all have an argument tomorrow during scrims about the result of this game. Should be pretty funny to hear how that goes. But Alpha's pretty sure Alpha is like the one best 2v2 player in here, if we had to pick one. But Bluey and Devo have got the synergy, so it's going to be tricky for Cassio and Alpha on that front. You have to remember though, French 2v2 players are simply the best in the world. The only other thing that I really think is worth mentioning is that Cassio, I think this is his second ever appearance on stream.
Love you, John.
The other was a 2v2 show match, which he did not come out on top, and I think he won 1 game out of 3. So he's certainly the player on this lobby with the least experience in the show match setting, but he's played plenty. He was RLRS last season. He's played Gfinity Elite Series Season 4 and won it. So he's not going to be too nervous, I'm sure. So far though, we have had a couple of whiffs, and Bluey's run out of boost, setting up Devo for a ground shot, and that's going to actually work out perfectly. 1-0 England after Bluey fakes Cassio off the ball. Cassio just ready for Bluey's rebound attempt, was not prepared for Devo's ground shot. Now fake aerials are something that I've been wondering about. I'm thinking to myself, when are they going to become more of a deliberate part of Rocket League? Because you never see people faking aerials on purpose. It's usually just a meme or something done by accident. But I think they really are legitimate strategies to fake aerials from some positions. If you can obviously recover pretty quickly, because it's not great if you can't get back into the zone afterwards. And there we go, Alpha 1-all. He beats Bluey to the ball. Bluey actually got a piece of it, but that just made it worse. It just made it easier for Alpha to score. So we're all tied up here. I've missed a bunch of alerts there, guys, so I'm going to catch up to them in between games or at the end of this series, but I do appreciate all of you dropping all those at once.
Spot is kinda slow. Got the announcement just in this butterfly.
Interesting. Me6 spot is kind of slow. Oh wow, Devo! What a recovery. He beamed it pretty badly, but he recovered well. That was Beanvo into Devo in a matter of seconds. It's something that everyone who's used to seeing Devo play from long times ago will be aware of, is that he can bean it pretty hard on occasion. He's taking himself away out of the game here. Look at it by Alpha. Air dribble after getting the initial wall shot. He's taking it past Devo before this as well. There's a 3-touch play and a dodge in the middle. 2-1. Alpha really bossing this lobby already. Johnny refuses to let Bluey on the blue team. These guys chose their own team today, so I didn't really do anything. Sorry about that though. Alpha comes in for a save on a slow shot. It's an opportunity for Bluey. Top shelf shot would have been, I think, unsavable, because Cassio was not positioned ideally for it. It was not accurate enough for Bluey. You know, I said at the start of this lobby that Alpha's undoubtedly the player to beat in this lobby, but Bluey and Devo are also, I think, and Cassio are all top 100 in 2v2. And if they were tryharding, I'm sure they could easily get much higher. Oh my goodness, this is just brutal. Bluey versus the crossbar. It's not going very well for Bluey at the moment. Devo's way out of position, doesn't have much boost. Bluey alone at the back. Only gets it as far as Alpha. Now Devo has arrived to try and help out. Remember guys, if you're just tuning in, this is the best of 5, so we will be seeing plenty more of these guys. Of course, Devo's using the water mouth. So far it's just been all Alpha bossing this lobby. He's a really interesting player, Alpha. Really, he made a name for himself initially by sniping Scrub Killer so much that Scrub got mad at him and called him out for a 1v1 on my stream. and then Scrub beat him. But then they became rivals. You know, everybody knew Alpha versus Scrub was a pretty cool rivalry to watch on Scrub's stream. And through that, I think that's pretty much how he got his name out there and became a noteworthy enough player for Bluey and Devo to reach out to him and be like, hey, do you want to try some scrims? They played really well, and then they qualified for RLCS. So that's a pretty cool story for Alpha. Real fast progression in the last year, becoming not just a known player, but a really respected player and a feared player worldwide. And all this while still, I think, if I'm not mistaken, being full-time in school. A lot of Rocket League Pro players are. 53 seconds for Devo and Bluey. Devo can't go for the double touch here. He didn't have the boost. An infield pass for Bluey. Somewhere between a shot and a pass, in fact. Look at that power that Alpha's able to generate on his counter-attack. It's just end-to-end stuff here. Bluey's going to need a flip reset, I think, if he's going to score. He won't be able to put that on target without one. Still, Bluey and Devo are all over Alpha and Casio. And relentless pressure caves the Frenchman. Just one beat after another. The inside of the post helping them out. Casio gets a sore nose. All he's done is ram his face into that one. But after France had most of the realistic chances all game, it is still tied up. You got to look out for Alpha and his solo play counter-attack, so he'll pass the ball to himself off the sidewall anytime he gets a chance to. I'd say that France had most of the realistic chances, but England were denied by the crossbar quite a few times as well. Tight stuff at the end here, but Bluey saved up a lot of boost. Devo beats Casio to the ball, but he can only get it sideways, and that should be the end of the game. No, Alpha keeps it up. A 0 boost, and he'll have to drop it after a couple of seconds of ball carrying. It's overtime we go, game 1. Casio meets Devo at the side of the field. Alpha's decided to give Bluey a lot of space on this one, and Bluey, with the flick, brings a great save out of Alpha. France are still hanging on here. Alpha still looks to be the player to beat. That's a misplay by both Bluey and Casio. I don't think Casio was quite ready for Bluey to completely miss on this one. It was a feels backflip for Bluey, but Casio's whiff left Alpha completely out to dry. Bluey attempting a bump onto Casio there. That was so close to being executed correctly. Devo shows him how it's done, but Alpha stays alive. It's Casio now spawning in front of Alpha. It's awkward for France. This is exactly what England want. Flip reset for Devo. They just don't have enough momentum to really utilize this boost advantage to its fullest, though. It looks like Alpha will take the ball safely away for the time being. Is that the end of the siege? England missed out on their opportunity. Alpha using Casio as bait. Decides to go down the line. Runs into Bluey though. Devo's just like feathering this boost so much. He's just getting spammed. It's so ridiculous. A free shot for Devo now. Air rolls it. Across the goal. Casio will get the save. I feel like just one passing play for England is all they need to turn these chances into goals. But now here comes Alpha. Air dribble bump attempt. It's going to work out because Devo couldn't jump. And Alpha makes the hat-trick. You realize Bluey's mistake. The pass to Devo was intended, but it turned into more of a pass to Alpha on the counter. And it was enough for France to get the win after it looked like they had it in the bag before England really rebounded strong in the last few minutes of regulation time. Did you guys hear that little at the end there? Is that a thing that happens every time? Because I wasn't aware of this. Let's see if Alpha can keep up this incredible performance. Casio's really playing just a solid game, apart from that one whiff. After he got mind gamed by Bluey's feels backflip, he's just been sitting back and letting Alpha do his thing, and that's all you need to do when you're with a player like Alpha. Alpha's like a mini Fairy Peak these days. Who knows? Give him a couple more months, he might just be Fairy Peak version 2. So impressive. So difficult to beat the French players in 2s. It'd be funny if we get more France versus X matchups, and then the only loss that France will have is against France. 2 French teams played against each other. Good work by Devo. Gets it past Casio. Demos Alpha at the back. It's wide open for Bluey, and he's going to make sure with the underside of the car that he doesn't hit the crossbar. Good work by Devo. playing a really safe corner game there as well. He didn't dodge while aggressing in the corner, which is important because if you do dodge into the opposition corner in 2v2, your recovery time is significantly worse than drive-by demo attempts, boost steals, or fake challenges. I always say that these are the things I prefer. Bluey, oh my goodness! He doesn't hold back on this one. What an absolute screamer. He's hit the backboard touch from the halfway line. An outrageously fast double touch. How on earth did he get to the backboard that quickly? Bluey's feeling good after this one. 2-0. England with a great response to an overtime loss. But Cassio's going to get one on the board. Not just for France, but for himself. That's his first goal of the series. Bluey just a little bit too far forward to get between that ball and his own goal. I wonder if cheating is the optimal strategy when you already have a lead. It's just conceded England 2 goals. They had a 2-goal lead and they've cheated both times, lost both kickoffs, conceded 2 goals. So some excellent shooting by France. You have to wonder, is there a better strategy there? I think maybe the back corner kickoff is going to be more appropriate. It's going to yield less goals for you, but you don't need goals if you're already 2 up. You can just play a more safe strategy. Get into that midfield back and forth that England do look pretty comfortable in. So maybe a little bit of a misplay there from England on the kickoffs. Look at this by France though. If that had worked out, a pull shot pass by Cassio. So he knocks Alpha into the play. Cassio trying to get Flippery says ran out of boost, but Alpha's here to bang it in. And just like that, France get their lead. And it was all England for just about 30 seconds. France are going to shut them down immediately. We've still got so long left in game 2. England still cheating on every kickoff. So are France, but it's working for France because they're also winning the kickoffs. You need to win the kickoffs or at least get a dead ball if you're going to make cheating work. But that's a fantastic play by Bluey. Look at this. Speed off the wall. What a recovery. To get back up in the air. And the air roll shot is going to add just enough power to make sure that Alpha can't get back. We're all tied up yet again. What's a subtype? I don't know what you mean, man. I don't know what subtype means. So I cannot help you with that one. Devo and Bluey boxed into defense again, and Alpha will score. And you feel like England really should have been able to deal with this one as Bluey tries to go back to goal. Devo is trying to pass to him. It's just a disorganized mess at the back. Yeah, we're probably going to do more pentathlons. I really enjoy casting them, and they're, you know, a bit interesting of a change to do now and then. Somebody on YouTube had a really good comment about the pentathlon, and that's maybe it's a good idea to do drop shot first because it does tend to have less goals, then maybe hoops or ice hockey next because they can have less goals, and then leave the rumble soccer to the last 2 because they have the most goals. I do like that idea a lot, so we'll probably try that out next time. Bluey, huge interception on what was going to be a difficult to save passing play, and look at the finish by Devo. 5-4. This game has had absolutely no defense by either team, but just goal after goal after goal at either end of the field. The lead changes hands once more. Pinkel, thanks for the kind words, man. Appreciate that a lot. So England are pretty dead set on going for cheat kickoffs, even though it has not given them any real goal scoring opportunities, and it's led to many for France. Oof, Cassio just gets a save on this one. It was awkward though. Alpha missed the boost. He's going to go back for it. Bluey decides to launch it long. This is a game that's playing very similarly to the Norway versus Sweden match that we saw yesterday. Relentless aggression back and forth, and a lot of high ELO EU 2v2 matches will be played exactly like this. Cassio is blocked by Bluey at the near post. Alpha shut down by Devo. Good 50-50 game by the English. Good recovery at the same time by Cassio. Devo adapts well though, and Bluey's faked Alpha. That's a 2-goal lead. Well, let's see if England can actually hold on to this one. After Devo lost the race to the boost, he's adapted really well. Got the demo on Cassio, and Bluey mind games Alpha at the near post. I can tell you for a fact that there's going to be trash talk for days between between the Savage boys. Whoever loses this is going to be on the receiving end of the brunt of it. We really feel for Alpha in that situation in a 1v2. But he's not going to be too bothered just yet as he continues his rampage. Just soloing everything right now. He's just relentless. Look at that ball chasing. Absolutely beautiful. As Casio just sits back and lets it happen. 1 minute 53, already 11 goals. This might actually be another one. Devo thought about it, but he didn't have enough boost. Alpha. His options on the ceiling, and that is where he's going to go. Tries a double touch off the floor. No way, Alpha! With a hugely difficult to execute play. The floor double touch. Not something you see very often, but I can guarantee you that's what he was trying to do. It wasn't a reactive thing at all. Ceiling shot air dribble now for Alpha. He just does whatever he wants there at the moment. Such a deep offensive repertoire. Casio running interference with Devo. Alpha shuts down the infield lane. Bluey is able to get in the way of Alpha at the other side. And 1 minute and 10 left. England, they really do need to hold on to this one because I don't fancy their chances getting a reverse sweep against the France who are playing this well. Devo catches a piece of Alpha, gets him out of the game. Bluey with a great save on Casio's shot. Now you can bet your house that Alpha was going to score that double touch if Devo didn't get a slight touch on him. Aerial shot saved by Bluey. Devo quick to pounce on the scraps. 45 seconds left. And there's no slowing Devo down on the counter attack. Casio will keep him at bay. Now Bluey's ran out of boost. He's left Devo alone against Casio and Alpha. It looks like Casio's also boost starved, or else it could have been disastrous for England. 29 seconds left. Devo tries not to get dunked on at all costs. Casio looks like he's really struggling to keep his boost total healthy. Going into the final seconds of the match. 15 seconds now. Devo gets the pass to Alpha, but Casio is there for the shot. Bluey with the save. Now Casio's been eliminated from the game. It's just Alpha alone in offense with 3 seconds left to score. Now in comes Casio though. Further, this is Rocket League play. Oh, this is not Rocket League. He's hit the bar. It was so close to Rocket League. You could see that he was trying to find a way to get his wheels onto that ball so he wouldn't boom it, but he just couldn't get the air roll to go in the right direction. Such a shame for Casio. What a play that would have been. This is not Rocket League. We're all tied up. Hey, I'll take the 1-all though. That's a pretty cool score, right? This stupid motor
It's
mouth
coming
man.
home, boys. What's happening after the show match, Johnny?
After the show match, we're doing some tier 3 reviews. That's what's coming up. Right, open net for Casio. It's a tough one. Devo will get back in time, actually. Now, I say open net, but with how difficult that air roll shot was to execute, it's mostly going to be a savable shot. And Casio alone at the back. Bluey flicks him. And it's going to go bar down twice. An air roll off the post by Bluey will secure the goal. Great finish by the youngster. Alpha was surely just trying not to own goal this one. You know, he might have been able to get a piece on it if he had just been in the vicinity. I think Bluey would have hit the ball off him, but that's not going to happen. Bluey with the 1-0. More double cheat kickoffs. Everybody cheating their tests today. And don't forget that Bluey and Devo have some crazy solo play potential, not just in 3v3 environment, but also in 1s. So when you put them in 2s, you've got the perfect medium. Look at the play by Bluey onto the standstill goalkeeper. Devo's shot was going to get saved, but Bluey has flown in front of the ball and smashed Casio away from the top corner. 2-0 England. And the synergy is definitely there for the Savage boys, or at least 2/3 of them. It's Casio, the only player who's not playing for that team. Savage. It should have been 3-0. Bluey misses his target on a freebie. And Devo's going to take the ball for an adventure. Bluey actually centers it off the crossbar. Clean wave dashes by Devo. Bumps Alpha away from the play, and Bluey's looking for another play onto Casio. Well played though by Casio. So difficult to avoid the demo and also make the save, but that's exactly what he's just done. He's just trying his best to give Alpha maximum freedom. He knows that if he can just provide a safety net for Alpha to fall back on, and they're going to have a really good chance of winning this series. His Alpha solo plays have been destroying Bluey and Devo at times. Casio is looking nervous. He's playing very reactively. I think he needs to up the aggression here and have a bit more confidence if he's going to have more of a say over how this series is decided. Great recovery by Alpha after getting bumped into the air. Casio just a little bit too far forward. That's 2 times in a row now that he's been caught underneath the ball. Just has to be a little bit more careful with his positioning. And England have just given the ball right back to him. Let's see what he can do this time. He's looking for Alpha to his left. We'll only find Devo after getting to pass Bluey. Devo is some more relentless spamming of the motor mouth. Intercepts Casio's ceiling shot. And you know, one thing that England are certainly not lacking is speed. They've been quick to attack almost every single ball that France have been sending into the England half this game. Now Bluey infield to Devo. What a passing play that is. Shut down by Alpha though. Casio's not got an easy position, but he does well. He doesn't just save the ball, but he gives it to Alpha with the offload. Now Alpha side flip shot, gets it past Devo. And that is going to be a regret for Bluey. He's missed his shot badly enough that he won't even be able to get back and interfere with the following play. That was a really good play though by Alpha. He noticed the bottom left, or the bottom right corner rather, was wide open. Now Casio's got some time. He'll just dunk on Bluey, 2-all. And France have responded yet again. Seems like once France find that first goal, they're quick to get a second. But what was Bluey doing here? He turns away, maybe just hoping that Casio will do the same, but I don't know why you would ever turn away in that position in Casio's shoes. So much time to get back, even if things do go wrong in a 50-50. Casio tries to pop it over an early challenge, but there isn't one. And he just ends up hitting it past no one. Alpha avoids Bluey's demo. Just trying to stay as safe as possible. Now Devo's going to try a solo play onto Alpha. Mind games it. Alpha reads that. Comes out with the ball. Once again, it's a slow ceiling shot, but Alpha is just making multiple touches. He gets it past Bluey. No way, Alpha puts it in with almost no boost to speak of. He still makes the play work. What a dribble. He had to execute this perfectly to give himself a chance to score before Devo got back to cover the goal. And he's done just that. Casio half flips out of his aerial, realizing he was getting beaten to the ball. And it will fall to Alpha. Clutch boost seal. This is going to be important. Bluey's now completely starved. It might stay that way for quite some time. The corner boost is going to be up in a second, but France could re-grab that on a drive-by. Casio thought about doing that. That's how you can get these consistent boost steals or boost starvation rotations going in 2v2. Just keep on centering the ball high. Defense has to jump up to clear it, and when they're doing that, take their boost, get in position to do it again. High shot by Devo. He's going to get a save, but only as far as Bluey. So now England are trying to get a boost steal. Looks like Bluey mistimed his landing on the corner. It's up now. Field pass Devo to Bluey. Was going to need to go past 2 defenders if he wanted to score with that one. See that Casio is quite clearly the player with the most defensive tendencies compared to the Savage boys. I mean, when you've watched Savage's recent DreamHack run, that's not going to come as a surprise to anybody. They've been so aggressive with how they play the game. Key early challenge by Casio there, forcing the shot out of Devo. If you didn't do that, Alpha would have had a much more difficult save to make. Look at this by Bluey. He's running interference yet again, and so is Devo. 3-all, 17 seconds left. England find the back of the net. Once again, Bluey is just running that interference on the France goal line. And they get their tie game. Once again, it's a close one. Going into the final few seconds.
2 years ago I came over from watching YouTube matches. You are the sole reason I am currently on Twitch.
Yes.
Thanks for all the great content.
Oh, Bluey.
Flowers.
Solo play. Oh, he's hit the bar. Devo versus the open net, and he's going to hit the floor, but Bluey's there. And somehow Savage get the goal. It looked like it was going to be all over. That bounce was so close to 0 seconds, but it stays alive. And England have done it. I mean, you can call it beanbo, but it was a pretty tight angle shot with what he, I'm sure, thought was going to be a 0-second grounded ball. So he tried to boom it and ended up missing it, or missing a lot of the power, but wow. England have clutched it once again. They didn't need overtime this one. but they get the win either way, 2-1. Despite France looking so threatening and ominous for large portions of this series, it has been England who have played the more consistent game so far. Still very impressed with Alpha's individual performance though. I'm sure if Cassio can play to his potential, this will be a very difficult one for England to win, and Alpha going to give England a taste of their own medicine here. Especially Bluey, who's been the main perpetrator of the bumps on the France goal line. Hockey man, do I need a better face cam? I mean, need is a strong word. I might get a better face cam, but I mean, the one I have is functional. Cassio puts in another kickoff goal, and once again, France back up 1 goal with another in quick succession. Not just that, it's another England cheat kickoff going wrong. I think this just has to stop. They need to give up on the cheat kickoffs. It's conceded them, I think, about 5 goals now, which is a lot for how many goals they've conceded against France altogether. Pretty high percentage. Half volley by Bluey. He's looking to catch Alpha moving forward here. In and out save by Alpha. Perfect response to Bluey's follow-up. He got a lot of power on it as well. He's led it up with a follow-up rather with boost seal. Noticing that Devo couldn't intercept the in and out save very well at all. Now Cassio's taking the mid boost, so he has to make a play on the ball here. Alpha is going to be with him though after a quick rotation back. Now Alpha's got the defense wrong-footed. Bluey dives in, doesn't get much of the ball, and Alpha tight angle center ball, but Devo saves not just Alpha's touch but Cassio's as well. Good tracking by Devo as he tries one of his own fast bounce dribbles. That is the Devo way to bounce dribble, of course. He doesn't know slow bounce dribbles, only supersonic speed. They need to try and control this game a little bit better. France have been the ones dictating the majority of it. Devo just wishing there that he had a bit more boost. He didn't have enough to make the play happen that he wanted to. Delayed dodge by Cassio. Goes underneath Bluey, and he's going to rebound it off the backboard. Great dish mechanics from Cassio. Even to notice that this is an option. He recovers well and just leans down into it. 3-0. Cassio's woken up, and this is dangerous for England. If Cassio pops off, they are going to be in a world of trouble, because Alpha is playing some of the best that we've seen him play in recent times. And those of you who do know Cassio will know that this guy can absolutely pop off. What a finish that is! Cassio across the goal to the top corner makes it 4-0. And those are going to be pretty tough to stop. Bluey was covered in most of the goal, but not the top right corner there. 4-0 inside 2 minutes. There's another cheat kickoff. Goes in the way of France. England are still trying. And it's going to be a backflip flick and a dunk for Alpha for 5-0. And you know, there might be an element of luck here. They've won 2 50-50s in a row, make it 3. But still, I have to say, England have got to stop the cheat kickoffs. It's not working. Every time they do this, they're on the receiving end of pressure. Or if not every time, certainly the vast majority of time. And there are other options in 2v2. You don't have to go for cheat kickoffs, although it is
6 months
usually the meta game to do so.
Go England.
Well, England need all of the energy that they're going to get if they're going to bring this one back. As France don't look like they're interested in stopping anytime soon. Alpha dunks on the backboard, but it will go out to the right.
Give my best Owen Wilson impression. Wow.
Very nice impression. Bit of a disjointed French attack as Cassio looks for Alpha in the infield, but Alpha's way out left. It doesn't really matter when they've got this boost advantage. I think here comes Devo. We'll only get it a demo on Cassio, no goal. Cassio's really stepped up in this last game, and if he can keep this up in the last game of the series, assuming they win this one, it's going to be super difficult for England to pull the win out of the bag. Even players as good and with as much synergy as Devo and Bluey. So, you know, that French 2v2 genetic advantage, I don't even know what it is, but there's something about them. They just seem to always have
Johnny, I'm very
the right
sorry,
response.
but I just tripped the nastiest fart. I hope you don't smell it. Lots of love from Texas.
I hope so too, man. I hope so too. Just like I said earlier, by the way, I'm going to catch up on all the alerts that have been popping off during the show match. I'll catch up on all of them after this series is over, because I am way behind on them. And we're just getting these guys aren't really waiting between games. We're all readying up, so I don't want to keep them waiting either. I'm just going to keep readying up as well. Don't worry, I will shout out all the alerts and reread all the messages after this one is done. You are all much appreciated. This one is certainly going the way of France. I mean, you got Devo, who is one of the most comeback-ish players in the 1v1 history, playing for England, but I don't think that that's enough to come back against two players like Alpha and Cassio with such little time left. Alpha and Cassio are just playing out of their minds in this game. Alpha as well, he's also just popped off recently. He's I saw him beat Flakes twice on his stream in 1v1. Ranked 1v1, but still impressive nonetheless. And that's pretty cool to see, because Alpha, of course, used to be last year one of the top 1v1 players in Europe, and then he kind of took a break from ones for a while, but he's back in that arena, back in all three, just dominating every aspect of Rocket League, including this show match as he tests England for another goal. Bluey will save this one. Devo keeps it out in the following few seconds, but England have just had absolutely nothing go their way this game. I think going into the last game, they have to stop the cheat kickoffs. That is the key for them, in my opinion. And then hopefully, for their case, they don't run into two baguettes popping off like this. We are going to Game 5, though. So many Game 5s. We had Game 5 yesterday with the International 2v2, and now we have a Game 5 today. It's like Bluey and Devo are going to take a little break here to try and calm down. Popping off, aye. That is how you pronounce it. Into Game 5 we go, though. Devo and Bluey just took an absolute shellacking in the last game. But at least, for now, they haven't conceded straight after a kickoff, so that's promising signs. Alpha. Ceiling shot here, dribble double touch. Just putting together all kinds of high-level mechanical moves into one super mechanical move. But that's an open-end miss, actually, for Alpha on the rebound. Or at least it looked like it was. And they will be punished on the counter-attack as Bluey slams in the wall shot. And is that the mistake that England have been waiting for? No hesitation by Bluey on this one. Far corner top, or far top corner. You guys testing this mature filter here. Not working out, is it? I've got a pretty okay mature filter. I'm not saying you should test it, but you know, so far he's holding up. Brian's doing a good job. Bluey out wide to Devo. Devo might be trying to double touch this. Yes, he is. You always have to be so careful, because if there is an extremely difficult to execute move on the cards, you can absolutely, you know, bet your life savings that Bluey or Devo will be going for it. Devo playing that one pretty smart. He was trying not to get dunked on. He did run into an Alpha challenge, but at least he didn't run straight into it and give Alpha a goal immediately on the counter. Now, Alpha doesn't know how boost-starved Devo was, or he would have moved in here. So he could turn around and go for the solo play. Alpha double touch attempt, but the backboard defense for England is looking pretty good. That's not a good recovery by Bluey, though, and it's Cassio missing the target that allows England to get away with it. Alpha clean landing on the ceiling there might have led to better results, but he doesn't get what he was looking for. He's still running around the midfield like a madman, trying to make things happen. Now Cassio, delayed touch. He's going to mind game Bluey to equalize the game. Huge plays by Cassio. Talking about Alpha all series long, but in the last 5 or 6 minutes of gameplay, Cassio has stepped up sevenfold, and now we really do have a tight game in our hands. 3 minutes and 21 left. And, you know, thank goodness for England, they haven't changed their kickoff strategy, but at least they're not getting crushed on the cheat kickoffs anymore. At least not as much as they were in previous games.
Hats get clapped. Wow.
Cassio tested from distance. He does hit the ball back towards Bluey. That's not what he was trying to do. Bluey's going to use his extra dodge to mind game the French players back into their goal. People trying to stay out of the way of this one. Give Bluey the space to find a clear. Well done to close the gap as well by Devo. He's been boost-starved for quite large parts of this game. Speaking of, Bluey would have loved to follow up on this one, I'm sure, but he can't really with this boost total. England have to be careful. They have been going for backboard plays quite a lot this series, and sometimes it works. Sometimes they just end up passing it to France, who are going to immediately counter-attack with their goalkeeper, who knows that that ball's hitting the near post and not going in to the goal directly. Bluey trying to double touch. He doesn't get the initial contact that he wanted. Stevo going to send it right back towards the French goal, but he goes over the top of it. You feel like Alpha would have probably had a piece of that, even if Devo could catch up to the ball, because it was going a bit too fast away from Devo. So many recoveries being spammed by both teams. They don't want to lose this by being late to a ball. That would be, I think, the most embarrassing way for a Savage player to lose this game. Pinch by Alpha. Easily controlled in the back wall by Devo though, but the second touch is not quite as comfortable. Bluey has to come in for the rescue. Cassio does get it past Bluey, but not fast enough to facilitate Alpha in the middle. Now Devo's taking his boost in the corner. Cassio doesn't stick around upfield for bumps. He knows that this is risky business. Bluey, aerial shot to the top corner, and again England are just going to bang that near post. They've got to be careful. If Alpha can't intercept that, it could be curtains. A minute and 10 seconds left. More backboard and post play by England. Is this going to be their downfall? Is it going to be the secret weapon that causes the French defense to cave? Alpha reads the ceiling bounce. Bluey's got plenty of boost here. He's got the flip reset option. He gets second touch on his air dribble, but Alpha takes it under control, and now Devo's out of position. Alpha end to end, and it will be England overextending that causes France to score. Alpha just didn't panic, even though Bluey's coming at him with an air dribble. He just sits back, waits for the ball to bounce, and gets a high pop over Devo that the English were not able to calculate. 38 seconds. It wouldn't be the first crazy comeback that England have had, or the first clutch play that they've had. This one will definitely be the hardest one to pull off. Devo and Bluey are not in a good spot here. They've not been able to create too many realistic chances in this last game, but hey, that's one of them. But Bluey, is he going to get there? No, he was not in the middle. He just didn't think that Cassio was going to allow Devo to run into the box that easily. And the post saves France. 5 seconds. It's now or never for England. Devo has the boost, but he's facing the wrong way, and Bluey just can't find any. And the ball will touch the ground. France take it. What a series, but France win with, I think, just an edge in offensive patience. You know, that self-control to resist the urge to overextend is strong with the French, and I think that pretty much sums up the entire French player 2v2 philosophy. Never overextend. I think that if I had to pick one trait in their players compared to other nations, it would be that. It's just so hard to get them all to overcommit at the same, or get them both to overcommit at the same time. There always seems to be somebody ready to interfere with what you're trying to do. England, on the other hand, conceding a few easy goals in this one.
To death with his guitar collection. The judge asks her, first offender? She says, no, first to Gibson, then offender.